Hello, everyone. This is John Simonson, Wild Rivers Trout Unlimited. And today we're going to talk a little bit about our adoptive fish area, state fishery area in the North Fork of the Clam River with Jeremiah Fisk, who's the habitat biologist out of Hayward. Jeremiah, thank you. And go ahead and talk about the North Fork of the Clam and what we're doing together.
Thanks again, John, for this opportunity. I was really excited to get involved with this specific project. I have worked on the North Fork of the Clam personally for over, 20 years of my DNR life in the summertime. And so when, I heard of this opportunity and this partnership, I was extremely excited to work with Trout Unlimited and kind of put together a little bit of a plan to come back to the North Fork of the Clam and try and enhance the habitat features and try and enhance the fishery as a whole. So what I have done is I'm just going to share with you briefly about some of the habitat already there, and then kind of end with what our plan is to work together. And again, very excited for this opportunity. Love the partnership that we have going. So this is the North Fork of the Clam, just south of Heart Lake Road in going east all the way to the parking area that is again on North Heart Lake Road. Um, Very good fishery. Obviously, that's why it was chosen as a adopt a fish and wildlife area. So this kind of indicates some of the major things. Like I had said, I have been working on this, and so I have installed some of these lunker covers, some of these wing deflectors. Well, most of them actually. I did all of them. I'll just say that. And this was many years ago that I did this, back when I was able to lift things a lot heavier than I can now, and had a lot of energy. I still have a lot of energy to do these things, but maybe a bit slower nowadays. Anyhow, so you can kind of see the abbreviations: RIPRAP, wing deflectors, NFCH, and then so that's North Fork. C is the area, Clam River, and then we've got cover structure with the C. SP is a spring, BW is backwater, and this is going to be similar for all the quick pictures that I show you. I is an island. Confluence is SF, and then transits are just for our own personal information. So you can see in this specific first figure, we're coming south of Heart Lake Road. There is a parking area right in this area, the first parking area, and access is, there was a very nice trail kind of right down in here. We'll talk about that in a moment, in a bit. We've got some covers here. We've got some riprap or wing deflectors, some more covers, and then a confluence right here is coming in. And so we kind of have another cover kind of back here. And now this is kind of the extent because it's hard to get machines. So we did some of this with machines, some of this by hand. Kind of hard to get machines down in this area. It's pretty wet and moist, and without, burying a machine, we kind of stopped our habitat, man-made habitat in this area. So moving on to the next, kind of continuing on south and east. From that location, we have a few more. I guess we have island right here, which is a small habitat feature, and then really not much of, habitat that stands out. It's kind of all just flowing and obviously brushy. Here's a spring that comes in, and then taking a trail off of the main Heart Lake Road. This is all cut now, but anyhow, this is a man-made ford created by loggers and the DNR in a joint effort to make sure that the stream wasn't damaged by all the log trucks going in and out of this area. So here we have some more habitat going east, another spring, and then some backwater stuff, and another spring, and another island. And I'm just going to kind of go through this quickly. Some more backwater, an island, some springs, a bunch of springs up in here. Again, we're heading farther east. All these springs are kind of important because they're, allowing cold, clean water to enter the system. And then kind of getting back up to the road, near the road where the other parking lot to the east is. Um, we've got some backwater stuff, some more springs, and then kind of some more man-made covers right close to the road. And these are older man-made covers, lunker covers that were built in a different fashion than the ones that were farther to the west. So we've got some man-made stuff. We've got some just natural habitat kind of all through this system. So when we have that inventory of this area, my job is to figure out and working with other people, other, John and other people, what can we do to improve this habitat, maintain what's already there? Obviously, money's kind of an issue, so we're not going to rent a bunch of big machines and walk up and down the stream with an excavator to create all this habitat. So we're going to do some, and this is kind of what the state is going to anyways, is some woody additions. And so some log revetments, and here's a picture of maybe a Trout Unlimited crew helping the DNR insert some woody log revetments, creating some turbulence and some eddies and in certain areas. Other woody additions would be kind of what's called a boom cover. And so this is essentially a lunker cover, but it's made with a bunch of logs and sticks and things like that. And, the amount of insect life that inhabit this area is unbelievable. So we're thinking about some wood additions. I will show you a picture in a second about a root wad. I'm actually collecting root wads right now to use in this stream, and so that's another thing. Kind of the major thing that we're going to be doing is, excuse me, brushing. And so there's several types of brushing. There's brushing to control sedimentation. This is kind of on the left, and that's needed in certain spots, definitely needed in certain spots. But also, we need to do some fishability brushing, make sure we're brushing so that people that are fishing can actually fish the stream and it's not unfishable in certain areas. So these are the two types of brushing that we're going to be doing. We're also going to be brushing access paths and creating access paths to the stream in certain locations, which is a big part of opening this stream up and the partnership that we have so that we can allow fishing and get to the habitat that we need to get access to. So previous work, you can kind of see this is an example on the left of kind of what we did, and under this rock is a lunker cover, and so that's like a imitation undercut bank, and very, very good habitat. Over the years, I've noticed that we've, when we're doing our in-stream electroshocking surveys, we always get fish underneath these lunker covers when we shock them. Other spots as well, but these lunker covers are great shade hideouts and feeding areas. The problem is that they are expensive and require, a lot of rock riprap on the top to make sure that in high water situations the water is not going to scour out underneath and just basically eliminate all the hard work that we put in. So I think that's another reason why we are going to more woody addition, because Not that it's not going to last long, it might last the same amount of time depending on what it is, but definitely if natural wood is being washed away, it's going to provide habitat somewhere else in a different location and or deteriorate and become part of the stream itself, stream bed itself. So um, here's a picture at the top of this proposed new habitat work of a root wad and kind of our idea of this. This is providing, a lot of the same habitat as a lunker cover, except for in more of a, natural perspective, giving the fish a spot to hide, but also a spot to feed. And these are, typically anchored down with either rock, but we probably use like posts and things like that to anchor them. Here's another log revetment, and then a picture of an actual boom cover that was built in a different location. So this is our proposed work that I can't wait to get our hands dirty and get started with this project. Really looking forward to the partnership.
Jeremiah, thank you very much. And we are too. I've been down there 3 times to the North Fork, which I'll point out to everybody is in Burnett County.
Burnett County.
Yeah, in Heartland, along Heartland Road and everything. And there's definitely, some brushing, some work we can do. And it's a great trout stream, and looking forward to working with you in improving that stream and making it not only good for the trout fishermen, but for the trout as well. Thank you, Jeremiah.
Thank you, John.